When I looked down, guess what was coming up? A big green lizard. You know who now come off a tree, right? I was scared to death. I started crying in there. Started crying on the tree and I said, I'm not coming down. And you know my mom can't try to lick the lizard because if she tried to hit it, what's going to happen is that it's going to run up to the tree and then I'm going to fall out. What was your childhood like? Well, for me, I had an exciting childhood. I was a tomboy when I was growing up, and so you would always find me with the boys. So I would make skate and ride on the train line, would make carts and drive them backward and forward. It was just a whole lot of fun for me growing up. And I would always get beaten because there are times when I was told my parents were very strict, and there are times when I was told not to leave the yard. But I prefer to take the beating afterwards because I want to go ride skate and I want to go um, do all the things that the boys them doing. So definitely I got a lot of beating when I was growing up. Anyway, being a tomboy, there was a period of my life that I was living with my mom, and there was a huge struggle. We lived on a 3.5 acre property. It was filled with a lot of fruit trees, and so at that time, a lot of trucks and market people used to come around and buy stuff. And because I was a tomboy, of course, I would be the one to pick most of the produce. So sometimes it was fun, but other times I just couldn't be bothered. It was a lot of work. Anyway, looking back now, it made me the person I am now. But there's this particular experience. I was just sitting down just now and I remember, and I just burst out laughing, and my sons asked me, Mommy, why are you laughing? I started telling them about it, and they said, why don't tell it in a story? So I said, all right, no problem. But what happened is that I used to climb all sorts of trees. It doesn't matter, coconut trees, orange, grapefruit. The only tree I have never climbed was a jackfruit tree, because the jackfruits grow from the root up. So I've never attempted a jackfruit tree. I never climbed a star apple tree either. But I definitely climbed a coconut tree one day, and I, actually, I would use the banana string and I would tie it and then I would fold it, something like this. You get the banana string and you fold it like this, and then I would put my foot in it like that, and then I would climb on the tree and go up on the coconut tree. So what happened now is that I went up into the coconut tree and I cut, I use a rope to tie the bunch of coconuts, and I cut it and I lower it down, and my mom would take it off. Interestingly, one day when I was doing such, I did everything, cut the coconut, and was on my way down. When I looked down, guess what was coming up? A big green lizard. Now, I don't know if you are aware that I am afraid of lizards, especially green lizards. Definitely afraid of them. So, you know who now come off a tree, right? I was scared to death. I started crying in there, started crying on the tree, and I said, I'm not coming down. And my mom can't try to lick the lizard because if she tried to hit it, what's going to happen is that it's going to run up to the tree and then I'm going to fall out. So that was like a total paradox. How am I going to get out of the tree? This is serious business. I was there and I cried for minutes. I cried and I tell her I'm not coming down because once I come down, the lizard is going to fall, jump on me, and I am not coming out of the tree. Why I tell you that was a day, and it's vivid as if it happened yesterday. So I told her um, I'm not coming down. So she ran inside the house and she got a sheet and she called some of the neighbors to assist her. And I was there crying profusely and shaking like a leaf because I am by this time very, very scared. How am I going to come down? If I attempt to come down, the lizard is going to come up and we will not crossing path. We are not crossing path, period. So, oh my goodness, I was there and she ran inside and she got a sheet. It wasn't even a thick blanket, that you could say, well, would work. So she got a sheet and she called some men to assist and they came by. That was drama. So what I did was to come down a little lower, but not close enough to the lizard, and I jumped off the tree right on the ground because when I fell in the sheet, it just burst open and I fell on the ground. Thankfully, I didn't hurt any part of my body, but trust me, that was an experience I would never ever forget. I can't forget how terrified I was, and I definitely can't forget, you know, how my life was just in front of me. But outside of that, there were many other pleasant memories that I enjoyed, but that was one negative experience that I had. But looking back on it now, it makes me laugh. What kind of childhood memories do you have? Did you enjoy your childhood? Were you a tomboy if you're a girl? Or were you afraid of the bushes if you were a boy? Feel free to share in the comments. I'd be happy to hear what your life was like in your neck of the wood. So until that time, take care.